All right. So today we will talk about a new topic. That new topic is very interesting. So what is the interesting? I mean, you have heard of scanf, printf, square root, all kinds of functions. Okay. Basically, they are all defined by the system. Now, how about you define something for yourself? Okay, we can define customized functions for yourself, and today's topic is about this. And today's lab exercise, we have 3 questions. Okay, hopefully you can finish it without using functions, but I will show you how good or how convenient a program becomes if you have set of functions. Okay. So today we will talk about several things. The basic concept. We have something called parameter parsing. So how? Let me ask, because I'm too far away from a secondary school already. Okay. In the secondary school, do you still need to input your own equations in the calculator? Do you need to? Yes. Some say yes. Some say I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Yeah, so that means that some people are using built-ins. Some people don't believe in the built-ins and create their own equations. Okay, functions is those equations. Okay, those equations allows you to define. Oh, I have A, B, C variables. Okay, and then you input A, B, C, and give you a new results. Okay, so basically this is what functions means. And in C we have 2 types of functions. Okay, one type is have return values. So what is the meaning of return values? I have a program, very small program here. So wait for a moment. Okay, where's my functions? Okay. F.C. So basically we can write something like this. Okay. So I hope that you will understand what this sentence means. Okay, it's x squared minus 2x plus 1. Okay. So basically you can set up a functions. Okay. And that functions later on I will run this program. Okay, don't worry. The syntax may not be familiar, but you can spot some ingredients like oh, we have equations here. We have return, but this time we have return very early. Yeah, not inside the main. Why there is a return here? Later I will explain. And I call it F. Okay, I call it F. So what is the meaning of F? Okay, later on we will talk about it. And we have parameter parsing, means that you can input things into the functions as well as the return value. I said that is 2 types. One has return value. I asked you to compute the value of x squared minus 2x plus 1 with different x. So we can produce return value. Another type is something that won't create return values. Okay, just a set of procedures. Okay, yeah. One of the functions that you have used without return value, or you don't use the return value, is printf. Printf is a function. Okay, whenever you see a word and then a bracket, okay, that is a function. Now printf, you never use the return value. I can tell you that there is a return value, but you never use. You treat it that there is no return values. Okay, basically we can set up these 2 kind of functions, and that's why we have a return. Means, oh, return some values out. Okay, and the last thing is a little bit complicated. I don't know whether today we have time to talk about the 4th point. Okay, so let's go. A function is just a set of statements. Okay, basically it's a set of statements. We can put a bunch of statements into our functions. Okay, just like finding some redundant codes. Okay, some codes are redundant in a main. Okay, can we extract it? Okay, and group it together. Later I will show you how to group it together. Okay, and if you find some functions name on, I told you they are functions, but maybe you forgot what it says. Okay, you find there is a bracket after it. Okay, usually we call it a function. That's why main is also a function. Main is also a function. When you read the book, okay, I don't know which book you have bought, okay, or you read Wikipedia pages, okay. As many books and many notes love to call a function called foobar. Okay, just a lousy name, I would say. Okay, yeah, you can just treat it. Oh, whenever you find foobar, meaning that oh, we want to create a function. Okay. So basically, what is a function? A function is something that Usually, I mean usually, okay, written before the main. Okay, so you can see my code here. I define a function called f. Okay, a function called f before the main. Okay, this is my example. And what is this? This function is one of the type that without return value. So what is the meaning of without return value? There is a keyword that you never see before. Here, called void. V-O-I-D. Void means nothing. Okay, means nothing. So it's not a variable type. Okay, don't say that. Oh, can I create a variable called void type? No, there is no variable called void type. Usually, void type is to say that this is a function definition, and I don't want this function to return anything out. Okay, so I will say that it's void. Now, what are the other keywords that you didn't see before? Okay, so you have seen main, you have seen return values of 0 in main. You see printf. Okay, but what is that? Okay, so these two has our same name here. So what is the relationship between them? We have names for it. Okay, what are the names? Okay, so this is a function definition part. So the name is, I call this guy, okay, the calling of a function, the calling of the function called greet. And who called it? I am inside main, and main call greet, so I will say main, okay, is the caller. Okay, I call someone to work for me. Okay, main call this guy to work. And I don't know what are inside there, okay? For main, I don't know what is inside. I just need to know that it will functions, okay? And it will run, and it will come back. Later on, I will tell you what is come back to the main. Now, what is the execution? So here is a name, caller, okay? So what is the execution of a function? We have a diagram. So the execution of the function is not hard to understand. Basically, if you find this guy, greet, okay, greeting means say hello, okay, then, oh, where is it? Usually we will, for human eyes, okay, we will scan the entire code and find where is the definition of greet, okay. So when you face a definition, usually the definition is something containing some blocks of statement with a pair of curly braces, okay. So if you can remember that we have a when we will find curly braces, you will find it for if, okay, we will have curly braces, okay, or while something, and then curly braces, okay. So usually curly braces means that we want to group a set of statements, right? If you have curly braces, we can have a set of statements in there. So here is also the same case that we can put more than one statement. Okay, so I can write the first functions like this. So greet, okay. So I just repeat it. I said that we can break it into 2 lines. So maybe I change a bit. Say hello world. I break it into 2 lines. No problem. Okay, we can have more than 1 line for functions. Okay. Now, if I have just write a function, okay, but without calling it, okay, what will the compiler say? Okay, will the compiler say something, crazy is going on? So let's see. So it won't complain. It won't complain. Okay, so basically you can try it, do it piece by piece. Okay, if I ask you to write the functions, but you are not very certain that it is correct. Okay, so you can first try to write the function first and see whether the syntax is correct or not. And then now I confirm you that, my syntax is correct because I can compile it. So then you can try to invoke it. Try to invoke it now. Okay, now it means invoke means I call it. I ask for a service. And when I ask for the service, now let's refer back to PowerPoint. It means that the execution, now it is the execution change. Execution is start from line 7, usually start with main, and then line 8 like it's empty. Line 9, then I will jump to the greet part. So it is line 3, jump, and then continue the execution within the functions. Okay? And after the functions finish, it will come back here and continue to execute line 10 of main. Okay? So for this, it is a little bit complicated. Oh, well, not complicated. Basically, there's just two statements in the function. So I will jump from line 9 to line 3, but line 3 is just the declaration of function. So I will continue with 4, 5, and then 9. Okay? So let's see what will happen. So compile, no problem. So I will run it. So you will see this. I will jump to the grid and print hello and print row. Okay? And this is a function without any return value. Okay? And how many times we can call a function? Basically, we can call it many times. Say I call it 4 times. So what will happen? Okay, compile, run. So we will see this. So I have to count. Or 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. Okay? Or you don't want to repeat it in such a stupid way. Okay, how about I do something like this. For loop. 4 times. Okay, I want it to be executed for maybe too much. Okay, 2 times. Okay, 2 times. Yeah, we can do it. Yeah, remember, this becomes of our same status as the printf. Okay, inside for loop you can have printf calling so many times. I mean 2 or 3 or 4, no problem. Now this is just a function that you define. So the status is the same as printf. You can put printf here. You can also put these new functions here. Okay, so when I execute it, yeah, no problem. So it becomes what? It becomes as if a substitution. A substitution, right? As if when I see something here, I substitute these 2 lines, put it here. Okay? Also, the substitution contains the curly braces also. So put that group of things into here. Okay, so this is a function. Okay? Any question you want to ask? Nope. Nope. Okay, so should be easy to understand what it means. Now I give you something more. Okay, so that's why I said any questions. So what is the thing that is more? Actually, inside this bunch of things, okay, now this is another new concept. Another new concept. Inside this function's declaration, I mean declaration means I'm writing the content of the functions. And the content can contain something more than printf. We can, just like main. Main can contain an integer called x. I can also add another integer x inside my function. No problem. Okay, so let's try. Let's try this. So yeah, I have an I here. Okay, so let me erase it. Okay, to make it equal to 0, and I want to print it I equal to some number. Okay, and here on maybe 2. Printf is too stupid, so I make it into another I variable called maybe a 4. Okay, so let me see. So then we will print I. Okay, so what is the expectation? The expectation is like that. I create a function called grid. Okay, and the grid variable. Okay, now maybe I mean the grid name. Okay, means go to this line, and execute line 4, and then line 5. Okay, so let's see what is the results. Okay, no problem for compilation. Now I want to show you the code. Okay, so this is more clear. Now go. Okay. So I will have line 10, print out first, line 10, and then line 11 means jump to the function body, execute I equal to 4, and become hello 4. Okay? Now you may have questions. This I on line 9, and also another I in line 4, are they the same? Are they the same? So I don't tell you. I just want to show you first. Okay? So are they the same? That means that if they are the same, these two i's are identical or pointing to the same piece of memory. Okay? Then if I execute line 10 and line 12, it may give me different values if they are the same. Because I set it into 0, then when I jump to line 4, it becomes 4. Okay? Then when it go back to 12, it may change. Now, if it is not, they are separated pieces. Separated pieces means that here has one I, and I don't know why here is another I. Okay? Then line 12 will give different outputs than line 10. Now let's go. Let's see what will happen. Okay, compilations, no problem. Go. They're the same or not? The two i's, they are not the same, right? They're separated pieces. Okay, they're separated. Okay, so I just want to complicate it a bit, so I named these two variables to be I. Okay, so basically within the function, this is a new world. Okay, basically this is a new world. When you enter the functions, okay, you will forget all variables in the main. You will forget all. And enter this new world, you can establish a new set of variables. Can be the same name, can be other names, no problem. Okay? And how about when we come back from the grid functions back to the main functions, we do another way around. We will forget all things inside the grid. Okay? So these two i's are separated. Remember, these two are separated. And in the PowerPoint, we already have this concept shown here. Two bars. Okay? This time they use x. Okay, my example use I. Okay, these two x are not identical. They just have the same name, but under different functions. This is under foo, this is under main. Okay, so there's no difference, right? The same as my function. Any problem you want to ask? Anything you want me to try? Or you already have a computer you're trying? No? Okay. So, what's next? Next is, I want to show you one thing. Okay, this is just a PowerPoint saying, right? The PowerPoint saying one thing that, I have a variable called y. Okay? I want to be environmental friendly. So how environmental friendly I am? I create a y here. Okay, inside the functions. So I already said that they're separate worlds. One world is the main world. One world is this time is a bar or the function world. They should be separated. So I want to show you that if I write something like this, I have a new variable here. Okay. After I write an entire program, this y is not shared. It is just for the functions only. You cannot share this y to the main. Okay. So what I mean is, I still use the name here called grid. I still have this hello statement here. Now what's next is, I just comment this. I just comment line 9. Okay? I want to be environmental friendly. I want to share this I. Okay? But I'm afraid that this I won't be created. Okay? So I just put down grid first. Okay? So let's see any problem. No problem if I don't use the name I within the main. Now I try to use the name I now. I will again print it out. I equal to %d I. Okay. I just want to try to use it. Okay. Yeah. Let's see whether we can compile the program or not. Make tests. Okay. So usually I don't care whether you're using Mac. I know some people already know Linux, okay, or whether you're using Windows. They will usually report one thing. The error is use of undeclared identifier I. Some compiler will say that this is an undeclared variable, okay, and the undeclared variable on line 11 here, this 21 means the 21 columns, okay, we don't need to count it. Just know that, this is line 11. This I doesn't exist. Okay? So it doesn't mean when I enter the function greet, I will create I, and I will be brought forward here. No, it doesn't. It won't happen. Just won't happen. Okay. Any question you want to ask? So I just keep injecting new concepts to you. Okay. These new concepts later, I mean, 1 point something hours later, you will use it. Okay. So remember, I'm injecting new concepts. Okay, if you find that something strange, raise up your hand and I'll answer you. Okay, so then we will set up parameters. So what is the meaning of parameters? It means I can feed values to the functions. Okay, just like what I shown before. Yeah, just like here. I can set up a function called f and feed in values. But you don't know the syntax, right? So I will show you the syntax first. How to feed in values. Okay, so to feed in values, the functions, the declaration are still, I won't show you how to return value yet. I will show you using the void, and I will pass in variable. Now, here is the meaning of passing in variable. You need to tell the compiler that, okay, I want to pass in variable. You have to fix the type of the thing that you want to pass in. Okay, you have to fix it, just like you create a box x here. You have to fix x is an integer. Here, you have to fix n is an integer or a double or even other kind of variables. Okay, so in this example, in is equal to n. Okay, so I will repeat the same thing here. Okay, so it's called full. Okay, let me clean it. It's called full and int n. Okay. So make sure that I didn't pass in wrong things. So I'll print it out for confirmation. Okay, print it out for confirmation. Now, how about calling it? Okay, I said that if within the main, I can call it full. I don't know how many times I can call it infinite number of times, no problem. Okay, but I will try 3 times. Okay, so I can maybe I create a variable called x equal to 10. Okay, I can put in constant. Okay, input is a constant. Okay, we can have another example that the input. Okay, make it nicer. Input is a variable. Okay, or the input is an expression. Okay, we can do these 3 types of computation. Okay, when you find something like this, the expression will first be evaluated as if they are inside the brackets. Okay, you will execute this first and create a value called 3 and pass it in. So what is going on is I create a function that accept a new input called n, and I don't need to create an n here. Okay, it is just, we call it a formal parameter, just a placeholder, just a box. Okay, I create a box called n, and this n, when you call the full with 1, I will put in 1 into this box. If I put x here, I will read out the value of x, that is 10, and put it into the n box. Okay, so let's see what will happen. You will expect the following. You will have 3 printouts, 3 lines of output. The first line is 1. Second line is 10. Last line is 3. Okay, let's go. Yeah. Oh, I didn't save it. Save. Oh, no problem. Go. 3 lines. Okay. The number of lines depends on the number of cores. Okay. I've called full for the service 3 times. So you expect 3 outputs, and the outputs will depends on the input. Okay. So it means that, oh, this is amazing, right? If you are going to compute something more complex like maybe it's 2 times n plus 1. Okay, an equation. Okay, then the good thing about functions start to emerge, start to on the screen. Okay, start to be shown in the screen. The good thing is you don't need to repeat this equation here, here, and here. Okay, you just set up the equation once. You set up equation once, and you pass in the variable, pass in your input, and it will compute output, okay, for just one times of declaration, but you can use the service for 3 times. So let's see. See? Okay? So if you don't want this 2 times n plus 1, okay, you want to change the equations, then now you don't need to change the 9, 9, 9, 10, 9, 11 3 times. I just change the function body. I don't want 3. I don't want this value now. I want to 3 times n plus 1. Okay? They make. And with just such a small change, okay, we can compute another set of results. Okay? So it becomes very convenient and very good for debugging. Okay, very good for debugging. Why? I don't know about your programming concepts or programming experience before. Okay, I love to avoid copy and paste. Never do copy and paste. Okay, because I am at your age. Okay, I love to copy and paste code. Okay, because I find that if I write something which is in a good shape for one part of there, okay, I want to repeat it. Of course, I want to do copy and paste, right? And while you're doing copy and paste, this is the source of the evil. Okay, what if you want to change something? You copy and paste from one location to 10 locations. You have to edit it 10 times if you have some problem. How about you only update 9 parts of it? Okay, you have to scan for the code. Oh, which part I didn't change? Okay, so I understand the problem. Then I know I need to set up functions, and the functions usually pick up things that are usually repeated. Like here, I want to repeatedly compute some values. Okay. So this is one feature. Another feature is, oh, by the way, this is a passing in. Okay, I just said that I will pass in different values. Okay, another feature is that functions is not limited to one input. You can add in multiple inputs. Okay, I didn't try. Okay, and some people tell me that there is a limit, but I don't believe. Okay, I didn't try to tackle the limit. I will just say that there is an infinite number of parameters. Some people tell me that they're finite. Okay, but you can try. Okay, I tried. My record is passing 10 variables. Okay, making the list very long list. Okay, I will type 10 times things here. Okay, then you write a longer list. Now let's see how to do it. Okay, maybe I pass in something like this. I create n here also. This time it's called x. Okay, so I can and x, just a little change here. Okay, so I will set up a new functions, allow you to pass in 2 variables. Okay, and the 2 variables I just use Printf to highlight them. The first variable I will print first is n. Why print present not? So present d. I mean the d. Okay. So print n first and then the equation. Now, how about here? I just type in hardcode things. Okay, just type in hardcode things. So you will see the 2 variables. If I pass it in, I need 2. The 2 guys, how to separate them? The separation is done by comma. Okay, you can have something complex like this is not 3 but 1 plus 2 again. Okay. It will first evaluate it before the comma, and here also evaluate it, become 3 and 3, and pass in to these 2 boxes, the n box and the x box. It also happens to be called x box. Okay. So let's go. So this is the program. Make test, no problem. Yeah, it accepts my 2 parameter parsing now. So go. Okay, so it will just follow what I told him to do. Now there is some problem. Say you miss one thing. What is the thing that you miss? You add in a wrong statement here. Okay, wrong statement. what happened to me? Wrong statement number 1. Okay, I can repeat it again. Wrong statement number 2. Okay, so what are the wrong things? What are the bad things I've done? Wrong statement number 1, I missed one parameter, right? It should have 2, but I just passed 1. What will happen? Line 10, wrong statement number 2. It should be 2, but I add in 3. Okay, so we will ignore the extra 1. Okay, so let's see what will happen. And I don't want to make your eyes so hard to see the things. I will just delete it. Okay, just put a 2 wrong statement here. Okay, good. Okay, so you expect something wrong, but whether it is a runtime error or compilation time error. Okay, so let's see. Oh, what happened? You cannot see it, huh? I enlarge it a bit. Run it again. Okay, so it complains. Okay, what are the things that it complains? It complains this line. It said line 9 has problem. So what is line 9? Line 9 is our first error, first wrong statement. Okay, it says 2 field arguments. Okay, so I don't know what is your previous programming experience. Some language accept that. Some language accept that and give you some stupid output. Okay, but C is very strict. Okay, so strict that if you miss 1, it will complain to you 2 failed. How about too many? Right, we have too many here. Okay, it expects 2 numbers. Okay, 2 numbers only, but you get at the 3rd one. So it is a no-no. Okay, just don't let you to compile the program and say that 2 errors generated. Otherwise, okay, you don't need to care about it. Okay, because otherwise, just the compiler go crazy. Okay, they don't know how to report it to you. Okay, but the most important 2 errors, you can see this. Okay, you can have 2 field arguments, then it will report error, or have too many arguments, it will also report errors. Okay, now give you something more. Okay, so remember today's I will keep injecting new ideas. Okay, so you will feel a little bit hard. Okay, okay. Now something more is inside a functions. Okay, I've shown you before that I can use for loops to call the functions many times. So how about we can have for loops inside the functions? No problem. Okay, inside the functions you can have loops. Okay, if you write bad codes, you can even inside the function have infinite loop. Okay, it's just the same thing. Okay, it just say I create a new function called print chars. Chars mean characters. Okay, I want to print. Oh, what is the definition here? Yeah, usually for a good programmer, we need to write something like this. Okay, so I will repeat the print char here. Okay, so let me clean it up. Okay, print char. There's an S. Okay, so let me copy it. It's 17 and this guy. So this is the first time that you see on Linux the single code. Okay, this is the first time you see single code. So this example I think is appeared too early. Okay, you keep in your mind that single quote is different from double quote. Okay, single quote means there is only one character. One character. Double quote means there can be many characters inside. Okay, so you can already find, oh, we have so many characters here between 2 double quotes. And between one, that means that between the single quote there is only one guy. Okay, so it means a character type. This is called character type. Now I define the functions. Now, if you write the functions, remember there's a good practice. Okay, maybe your code is just for you only. Okay, or you want to share your code to your friends. I mean, it is a best practice that you describe what is your functions. Okay, maybe I call it a function. It's called printf. Okay, so I use comments now to describe what this function is about. Okay, I will say that I have two inputs. Okay, input 1 is, what is that? Is a number of repeated characters. Okay, input 2 is the character to be repeated. Okay, so basically what is this function is about? This function, if you just look at the code, you can guess what it's about. Okay, you look at it, there is a for loop, okay, for loop through, or how many times, obeying the first input. And how about the output? The output is something new. Later I will tell you what is it. Okay, basically it means that, it loops through n times, okay, and print out within that n times. Okay, so that's why I will say that if you have a good programmer, okay, I'm guarantee you that, okay, after you write a code, okay, without comments, next week, if you find this code again, you will immediately forget what you have written. Okay, so that's why today we will give you this experience. Still remember that? I can't remember which week. You have write finding prime numbers, right? Yeah, you have to download back your own code and rewrite it. If I guess you don't have comments, okay, you must have this practice, right? If you're the first time programmer, you don't put in comments, then you have a trouble. Okay, can you understand back your own code? Okay, so let's continue. So I have this printf. I said that the first input is the number of times I want to repeat that characters. I obey my example, so it's for n times, and the characters I will call it input character. Okay, I usually write char for character. Okay, and what is this new data type? This new data type is to store character. I mean, this example is too early because we don't have time to explain it now. I will try to explain it in next week. What is char and what are the related functions. Then I want to repeat it, so I will write for loop there. Repeat it for n times, and I want to print every characters out for each times of the repetition. Okay, so I will loop n times, and what is %c? %c is to accept a character. So character match character is to accept and print. At the end, before I quit the functions, I want to add a new line. Okay, I want to add a new line. So basically, you have several ingredients now. We want to set up functions. You want to describe to people that what are the inputs. Okay, and basically, you should also tell people what this function is doing. Okay, it prints a character. The character input is called input char for n times. Okay, so this is a good practice. Tell people like this. Okay, why you set up the functions? Because the function's purpose is to repeat something for n times, and what is the things that you want to repeat is to print the character called input char. Okay, so this is the definition. I finish it. Now, how about the main? The main is so simple. I write print char. I want to repeat for 17 times, and the character that I want to print out is the number sign. Okay, wow. Okay, because this is 17 times, still need a big window. Okay, so let's compile it to see, no problem. Good. Run. See, it will repeat 70 times. Okay, so now we can show the good, the why we need functions. What is the good for the functions? If we want to print out different patterns, okay, we want to print out different patterns. Say this time I print this, next time I print maybe $, okay. Then I print another one, yeah, this guy. Okay, make. Yeah, then you will have different patterns printouts. You don't need to repeat this for loops for 3 times. Okay? You don't need to repeat it for 3 times. So basically, there's what we call software we use. We use code. We use code here. We use code here. We use code here. Then we don't need to write complex code anymore with functions. Okay? Wow. Still okay? Then I go on. Yeah, this set of slides is a little bit longer. So this is just an explanation. Okay, I have talked about it. And one more thing. One more thing is, if you have inputs, okay? So basically the inputs is to match locations. Say you put X and Y, so that means that you put 3 and then 2. And then you reverse the order, you put in 2 and then 3. Then when it goes to the functions, if it goes to the functions, it will obey the order that you put in, but not the variable name. Although this is also called X and Y. It's also called X and Y. But it don't obey the name, it's obey the order. Okay? So it means it's obey the order. So let me do a very quick write up here. So what is the function name? Oh, still called foo. I hate it's called foo. Okay, foo X and Y. Okay, so we want to show whether the orders are interchanged or not. So I will have the 2 numbers print here. Okay, so in the main, I will set up the 2 function calls using the same variable name. Okay, now there's a difference. Okay, when I declare variables, we can write something like this: int X and Y. Okay, but in the parameter list, you cannot write something like this. Okay, this is an error. If you write int X, comma Y. Okay, in the parameter list, you have to write out every variable names with its type. Okay, so this is the difference. Now I call it X. Oh, I missed the X initialization value. It's 2, it's 3. So X and Y. So I said that it obeys the order, not the variable name. So you will expect that the 2 printouts, one is 2, 3, and another is 3, 2. Okay. Compile, no problem. Run. Okay, so you expect something like this, obeying the order that you input. Okay, and I said that before, you cannot. Yeah, this is a syntax problem. Okay, just like the declaration. Okay, you want something like this. Okay, comma. Whether it's okay to do so or not. Compile. Yeah, it don't allow you to do it. Okay, it just give you a warning, but don't proceed. Okay, you will give you something bad. Okay, so remember you have to write something like this. Okay, so this is incorrect things. Now it goes to return values. I guess you need a small break. Okay, so that you can revise what we have talked about. Okay, and in a break, okay, you can go to washroom or something, others activity, okay. And after the break, we will talk about the return values. In this example, basically this function will give you a new value, okay, tell you another value, okay, and then you can use that value again and again by calling the function many times. Okay, let's have a break.